Good day everyone, and thanks for joining me on another episode of the Mortgage Chat. Today I want to quickly touch base on how the planned metro construction all around Sydney is going to affect house prices, especially apartment prices, and I'll break it down to you right now. The reason why I'm doing this video today is because I don't want first-time investors or first-time buyers getting sucked in by all these sales agents selling you off the planned apartments or any apartment sellers out in the market, okay? Because they're going to sell you the dream. They're going to say, hey, do you know what? Just because the metro is going to be built around the area, house prices are going to go up, okay? Yes, it's true. House prices will go up, but guess what? Apartment prices will not go up. And I'm going to give you a great example in the next few minutes. What we are seeing right now is there's going to be a lot of planned extended construction for the Sydney Metro, such as the Bankstown area, Penrith area, and even the Parramatta area. That's all under construction or planned construction right now. So what you're going to see is a lot of apartments around that area, especially around the metro, has been approved to build a lot of apartments. Now, organically, you're going to see a lot of sales agents going to sell you apartments around the area because they're going to say, do you know what? Once the metro is going to go up, house prices are going to go through the roof, apartments are going to go through the roof, and you're going to make a lot of money out of it. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you, half of it is bullshit, half of it is correct. I personally seen the effects of the metro being approved, planned, built, and the after effects. Okay, so for people who don't know where I live in the hills area of Sydney. Okay, so I've been in the area since around 2015. So I've been in the area when the metro was planned and approved, started building, being built, and I'm still here 7 years after it's been built. And I've seen house prices and apartment prices, how it's been since it's been approved and started building. So when I moved into the area and the metro was approved and gonna be built, during the construction phase of the metro, organically, house prices went up by about 10 to 15%. And this was around 2016, 2017 when they were building the metro from Tallawong, Rouse Hill, Kellyville, Bella Vista, Norwest, Showground, all that line, okay? Which is great for homeowners around the area. And after they started getting off the ground, started building, what we saw was it flatlined a little bit because the hype started deteriorating. I personally thought once the metro started operating, house prices was going to stabilize because the future value a few years prior, 10-50% growth was already baked in. But guess what? That wasn't actually the case. House prices actually went up by 10-50% once the metro started running and operating, okay? But what has happened to the apartment prices? I'll tell you right now, it has not grown. So if you're a first-time buyer, if you're a first-time investor thinking if you buy an off the plan tomorrow and hoping once the metro finishes getting built and the prices increase, I guarantee you, you're not going to make a lot of money. And a perfect example where all these apartments being built in Tallawong, in Rouse Hill, in North Kellyville, in Norwest, in Castle Hill, all the apartments in all these areas, it actually hasn't grown. So all the apartments existing and brand new that was walking distance to the metro, you're lucky to even have 5% growth from the time it was planned to start building all the way to when it started operating in 2019. Even right now, you're lucky to have a 5% increase on those apartments. I can guarantee you some of those apartments actually lost value because there's just too many apartments around the area. We actually had clients that signed the contract to purchase an off-the-plan apartment around Tallawong, Rouse Hill back around 2017, 2018. Settlement happened around 2022. And guess what? The purchase price back in 2017, 2018, the valuation that came back were exactly the same. The prices hasn't increased in those 4 years, even though the metro was fully operating. And the main reason why it didn't increase in value was quality was quite poor, and also there was a shitload of apartments around Rouse Hill, Tallawong area. So when supply exceeds demand, you're not going to get a lot of increase in capital growth in these apartments, okay? And also there is so many more planned apartments being built, you're lucky the apartment prices are not falling significantly lower. So okay everybody, so this is the map of the planned construction for metros all around Australia. Okay, now this blue line right here, this was the original metro: Tallawong, Rouse Hill, Kellyville, Bella Vista, Norwest, Hill, Showground, Castle Hill, Cherrybrook, all the way to Chatswood. And let me tell you something, when the metro was approved by New South Wales Planning, what we saw was an influx of the planned apartments being sold, okay, especially around Tallawong and Rouse Hill area. Yes, there was also a lot in Norwest and Hill Showground and Castle Hill, okay, but let's just focus on Tallawong and Rouse Hill first, because they probably have one of the most apartments around the area built the last 5 years, especially when it was just a farmland before, okay? So you're lucky if you purchase apartments in Tallawong, Rouse Hill, that the prices hasn't dropped from the time that you purchased it, okay? I can guarantee you, you're going to make some losses because, you know, if you're a first-time investor or a first-time buyer and you want to sell it, you're going to lose money on the stamp duty and you're going to lose money on the agent costs, right? Also, if you're a first-time buyer, you're going to lose money on the sale of the agent's costs, because more than likely the house prices when you purchased it 4 years ago has not changed. And I'm very confident of that, okay? It has not changed at all, because I've seen valuations around the area the last 4 or 5 years. As a prime example, Rouse Hill, we had a client that purchased an apartment near the Fiddler, okay? So if you know, from the Fiddler to the Rouse Hill Metro, it's around a 10-minute walk. The guy signed the contract back in 2019 for $665,000, okay? We just settled on that off the plan apartment, and the valuation after 5 years was actually the exact same valuation he purchased the property for 5 years ago. There was actually 2 lenders that valued the property $20,000 less than what he originally purchased for. So that's what I'm saying. Don't get sucked in just because you're buying an apartment that is close to public transport, because guess what? Supply also plays a big part in this, okay? If you're going to have thousands of apartments being built in every metro location, that means you're going to have more supply than demand, okay? So a lot of your first-time investors don't make the same mistake in areas down here, okay? St. Mary's, Orchard Hills, right? Or Nudnam, okay? Don't make the same mistake. Penrith apartments around the area here hasn't grown in value, so that's another good example, okay? Parramatta, Westmead, North Parramatta, they haven't grown in value as well. Especially Macquarie Park, Macquarie University, North Ryde, they haven't grown in value as well. So don't get sucked in from buying all these off-the-plan apartments, because these off-the-plan salespeople are trying to sell you the future uplift of the property when the metro is completed and fully operating. So there you have it. This is someone that has lived and breathed the whole process when the metro was approved, built, and now fully operating. And I've seen throughout the whole last 10 years what assets have increased in value and what assets have decreased in value or even stayed stagnant. But for your first time investors that want to buy these apartments because that's the only thing they can afford, because they don't want to invest in interstate, I promise you, you might as well not invest, because you will cause yourself a lot of headaches. Please do not get sucked in just because there's a future development on these metro lines and thinking once the metro is completed, your apartment prices will increase significantly. So watch out. Please, as always, subscribe, watch out for all our videos up here, and I hope to see you next time on another episode of The Mortgage Chat.